Once upon a time, I made a video suggesting that Horizon Zero Dawn was a legendary game, and that kind of jump-started my journey to play all PlayStation games that have been ported to PC. Detroit Become Human, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man coming up here soon, since I don't own the PS5. And obviously, along my journey, I had to come across the game that we're talking about today. And I might even say it's one of the most legendary single-player games of all time. God of War 4. What a fucking masterpiece. Now I gotta say, when going into God of War, I actually thought Horizon Zero Dawn was going to be the better game. I mean, God of War has been going on for a while. I thought it reached its peak and they were kind of, trying to milk it a little bit more in the modern day. But after about 23 minutes of playing God of War, I paused the game, placed my controller down, and said, holy shit, I can't wait to make a video on this game. And today, what day is it now? It's 24th, and here we are. Going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, I'm Treyllo. Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Not sure if you can tell if I look a little bit, chubby, but I recently got my wisdom teeth out, so if I'm talking a little bit weirdly, if I look a little bit weird, just relax, okay? Everything's good. I'm still recovering. The grind don't stop for nothing. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into this amazing game. God of War is the definition of a polished video game experience in all areas. There are no drop-offs in any part of this game. A game that you can recommend to almost anybody who plays video games, and they are bound to love it and treasure it forever. Yes, God of War is truly a single-player game of the decade, but you're watching this video, so you want to know why. Let's jump into the first reason God of War stands out, and that's the story. You see, I played a good amount of the God of War games back in the day on PS3, and I remember Kratos, the main character, always being a fucking tyrant. Bro was a menace who was unstoppable. He was literally a serial god killer with no remorse for anything, and he didn't give two shits about the world or its order. Kratos only gave a shit about revenge. Now, even though that's a very, very dark character arc, Kratos comes back different in this game. The game starts with Kratos mourning his dead wife. It's just him and his son in a hut in the fucking forest. 10 years ago, Kratos was 1v1ing Poseidon and Zeus. Now he's out here living peacefully in a hut. Okay. This was a different side of Kratos, it appeared. A side we really hadn't seen before. And I actually thought that was really, really cool. I thought that this boy that he was going to be with the entire game would just be a burden to Kratos. But instead it added a deeper layer to his character and the plot in general. He now had something in the game that he cared for, that he needed to protect. And that theme throughout the game keeps it really tense. Kratos obviously wasn't going to die, bro. He's simply too mighty. But this kid was more vulnerable and naive to the world. He doesn't even know the origin of where Kratos is from. Now, while this isn't a God of War reboot, this does take us away from the old Greek mythology we were used to in the past games. Kratos has now traveled to another land of Norse mythology. The whole story is pretty simple, with Kratos and his son basically attempting to spread their mother's ashes atop a mountain where she said she wanted her ashes to rest. And while that journey sounds simple, it really is not that fucking simple. It requires the pair to travel through different realms within Norse mythology. You'll witness incredible scale, from massive eagles overlooking hell to dead frost giants who've rested for centuries. This game feels like a perfect fictional world that you can immerse yourself into, and the story does such a good job taking you around this world. One of the first things that happens in the story, PlayStation is so good at getting you extremely invested in their single player exclusives right off the bat. It's a skill they have. The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, all these games get you hooked so quickly. Kratos is just chilling in his hut with his kid, cooking some soup or some shit, and someone knocks on the fucking door. Who could this possibly be? We're in the forest. Kratos opens the door and he's like, nigga, who are you? This random stranger is acting way too confident, bro. He has something up his sleeve. Next thing you know, you're like, all right, bro, get away from me. And he just uppercuts you over your own house. Next thing you know, you're in a life and death fight with what appears to be another god. This new world Kratos has entered is so cool because it gives the story a new type of unpredictability we didn't have before. Not only for the player, us, but Kratos himself. We're constantly going into the unknown. And for the first time, Kratos is being explained the ways of the world by other characters. In fact, his son is even more knowledgeable about the Norse mythology around them, which gives him an important role in the story. Often your son will have to help you complete puzzles and fill in all the blanks for what Kratos doesn't get. Not to mention the father-son dynamic adds a lot of fun to the story. Happy they added a character to tag along with Kratos in this game. It made it feel completely new. The storytelling, the acting, and the characters are all fantastic. I didn't even ever think about skipping a cutscene. Those shits were too cool. I felt like I was the main character in a movie almost all the time. The story just kept getting better and more interesting as you went through the different realms. 10 out of 10, man.
Next, we obviously have to talk about the combat and progression. After all, this is God of War. Once I saw that Kratos has a frost axe in the game that he can call back and forth at a moment's notice, I knew I was gonna love this combat. And I was right, bro. My inner Thor cravings were really coming in. Gory, satisfying, and polished are the 3 words I'd use to describe the combat in this game. I just love when the game throws a horde of enemies in front of me and I can hack and slash, throwing my axe, using my bare hands and my shield to just kill them all. All the different combos you can pull off using the deep and intricate skill system. All these cool frost abilities that your axe can harness that you'll find and upgrade throughout the game. But most importantly, really, it's the variety of enemies you'll face. As you travel to these different realms, you'll encounter so many unique enemies. Some flying, some absolutely massive, some just annoying as hell. And sometimes it'll be really AIDS and you'll want to quit, but overall it's a good challenge. Your son is also a notable warrior wielding a bow. He actually has his own set of abilities you can change, swap out, upgrade, and control to give you more options during your combat. The amount of skills in the game is also so impressive. You have axe skills, bare hand skills, shield skills, bow skills, general skills, rage mode skills, and that's not even including the Blades of Chaos skill tree connecting Kratos back to his past self. God of War has always had a huge advantage on the boss fights it's able to pull off. Obviously because you have gods and giant monsters and eagles and stuff, the cutscenes with them are so detailed and so well made, literally movie quality cutscenes. Sometimes you'll be going up against a boss and you'll be like, bro, can we actually take him? But then you remember the game's called God of War for a reason. The progression is also really fun. You'll have to solve puzzles or just kill the bosses throughout the game to find different resources. You'll use these resources at the main travel gate where these lovely comedic relief dwarves are always waiting to give you a handy upgrade. I love these guys, man. You can craft armor or upgrade the pieces that you already have using these resources. All of the gear actually cosmetically changes how Kratos looks, adding that extra layer of customization to the game. You can build Kratos the way that you want to, and towards the end of the game when you have all your weapons and majority of the abilities unlocked, the combat is truly unmatched to any single player game I've played in years, and it never ever gets boring. Next, I want to talk about the environment and setting. God of War always captured the fantasy world a little bit better than most games. Even back on the PS3 when the original games were coming out, God of War games always pushed their consoles to the limit. And it's a blessing that we got a God of War in today's time because graphics are on a whole different level, and they did not lack at all. Gotta say, one of the best looking games I've ever seen PlayStation release. Everything from the simple effects of the fire on Kratos' blades, or the frost on his axe, to the world serpent emerging from the ocean, appearing larger than the planet itself. There were so many times when I was playing this game that I actually just had to take it all in and look around. These realms were all so different and unique, and I often felt like I was playing a whole different game when traveling between them. Even taking the Bifrost between these realms was just a crazy experience. The world that developers have crafted is literally so beautiful, and I'm blessed that I had the hardware to be able to see this in the best quality. The impact God of War has left on me will never be forgotten. Upon completion, this game left me craving more for what I just had experienced. Whenever someone asks me about it, I can only give them the words, it's a must play. And still to this day, and forever, it always will be. This game's acting and characters will leave you extremely attached and invested into the story. You'll end up like me, staring at the calendar, counting down the days until God of War Ragnarok comes out. A masterpiece is the only way to describe this game. Simply a masterpiece.
All around polished, all around interesting, and most importantly, a memorable gaming experience you will not forget. Guys, I really do hope that you enjoy this video about God of War. If you haven't played the game yet, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Go get it right now. Literally, stop the video and go get it. I'll buy it for you. Drop your Cash App in the fucking description. I'm not even just saying that either. I will literally give you money. Tell me if you guys are excited for God of War Ragnarok coming later next year. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.